everyone. Got a few people coming in. Thanks for coming. I started a minute early. I thought I was just sitting here doing nothing, so I'll get it started, get everyone in. Hope everyone is going well. Anyone up in Brisbane who's been affected by the cyclone like me? Today is my first day back since Wednesday last week. I stopped working. It's been a hectic week. Hey, Darren. I thought while we were waiting, actually, I'll share some of what my week's been like. Some of you guys might know, but I run a charity outside of my work with ShiftCare. I help people. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting Kylie's just saying I've made myself a bit famous. Yeah, so I help people experiencing homelessness, and I run a charity. We put up tents for people, and last week really was an emergency situation for all our homeless friends out there who had nowhere to go. So yeah, I spent my week mobilizing. I thought I'd go through some of the photos. So we managed to rescue a lot of food from a Coles that had lost power for a bunch of time. So they had lost power for a few hours, and then they did the call out to me, and we were able to rescue $40,000 worth of food from a Coles, which was amazing. And yeah, I've been working with the homeless shelter in Brisbane, getting air beds, been putting food into pantries. So yeah, we've been very, very busy. So yeah, I thought I'd share some of the photos while we're waiting. That's Costco. Costco donated us a bunch of stuff. These are just some people I've been helping. Yeah, lots of food. There's some tents, we were so worried about all the trees coming down on people. Big W helped us out. That was blankets that we took to the homeless shelter. That was when the weather was coming in a little bit. That's my wife. Yeah, what else? That's one of the shelters that they set up out at near Clontarf up in the northern area. That was a guy that we got into the shelter. That was the state government office popping around. That was us packing up tents. So we had 30. So these red tents are the tents that my charity provides, and this is a park in Brisbane called Musgrave Park. We had 30 tents in Musgrave Park before the cyclone, so we had to pack up all 30 tents and get them into shelter. Yeah, that's the airbeds that I provided. So yeah, let's see. Is Ian joined yet? Let's have a look. Yeah, that's the tents that we packed up. Cool. We're a couple of minutes in. I'm just oh, there's Ian. Hey, Ian.
Hi.
How's it going? I've just been showing some of my photos from the last week while we're waiting to get started.
Very good.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, cool. I think we're a couple of minutes in, so we can probably get started. Let me make this. How do I present? Cool. Thanks everyone for joining. A bit of a monthly update. I have been away for a week, and I'm totally not prepared for this webinar. I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to just power through, and I'm going to show you a couple of cool things that are coming up, and always, of course, questions, welcome questions, feedback. Don't forget the Q&A is the best place to put your questions in, right? So we've got that Q&A section. It's down in the bottom bar of your Zoom. If you can't see it there, maybe check the More button, because sometimes it's hiding under the More button. But yeah, please do put your questions into the Q&A. We are recording this. We will send out a copy of the recording. Yeah, welcome any feedback that you have. Yeah, product updates and demonstrations. So look, there's a couple of things that I wanted to cover today. There's three things really that I'm going to cover. One is the new Proda integration that we're building. So anyone that currently uses ShiftCare and sends stuff to Proda would know that you have to download a file. You then upload the file into Proda. What we're doing is we're kind of upgrading that, beefing it up, kind of like similar to the Zero integration that we did where we increased it so that you don't have to download the file and upload it. You just send it directly to Proda. So I'm going to go over that. We've also got a new copy function that we're working on. It is very early, so I'm going to give you a sort of a rough idea of how it works, just so you guys can see what it does. And then also some of the latest on the incident forms and the upgrades that we've done to that. So that's the three main things I'm going to cover. But of course, any questions and stuff that we get and any conversations that we can have outside of that, we will do. So let's start on the Proda stuff. So let me find where I've got that. That's here. Okay, so we have a new Proda integration being worked on. And again, this is not available yet. And in fact, the first two features that I'm talking about aren't available yet, but they're works in progress. And I just wanted everyone, I like the idea of being able to give you guys updates of things we're working on, getting feedback and just keeping you guys in the loop. But essentially, the way it works is you will generate your invoices like normal. So you'll go to invoices and generate your invoice. But then we have, and you can probably see on the left-hand side here, I might make this a bit bigger actually, because I know my screen's very small sometimes. Let's try that. We've got a NDIS claims section here. So you're able to go to NDIS claims. You can then come up here and you can go submit new claim. And then you can say, okay, I want to see invoices that I generated today. And you can choose a client or multiple clients, and then you can hit submit selected claims. So that will then put the claim through to Proda. It will then process the claim, and it will let you know if the payment, if it was a successful submission or if it was rejected. And then if it's pending payment and stuff, and then it will of course update to paid when it's been paid as well. If it does get rejected, it will give you a rejection reason. So at the moment, it just says V23, but again, this is just a work in progress. So there is a actual reason for that they'll put in there before we release it to everybody. So you'll be able to see why your claims were rejected and be able to make adjustments to that and void the invoice if needed and resubmit or whatever you need to do. But yeah, I think that's really just it's actually a pretty simple, it's kind of like our Zero integration. It's actually really simple. It makes the process really quick. But I think that the big thing that we love about this is you can actually see the status straight away as well. So you'll be able to monitor what has been approved, what's been rejected straight away, and you'll be able to come in and see all that. So yeah, that's the new Proda integration that we're working on. As you can see, it's pretty far along. One thing I got asked to ask is that we need beta testers. We really need beta testers to test this because it does require you to fill out an application form with our partner that's doing the integration with Proda because there's sort of data stuff related. So there is a bit of a process to become a beta tester. And because of that, we're not getting a lot of people signing up to be a beta tester. So we are really keen because obviously we want to make sure it's working well for everybody. And, we can test on our test accounts all day long, but it's better to do it on someone's real account. So yeah, if you're interested in beta testing, please do email me at paul@shiftcare.com. And we will get you the form to sign out and help us to get this feature up and going. So yeah, please do reach out. All right, so that's that feature. The next feature that we've been working on is the copy function. So, I mean, a lot of people use our, obviously the majority of people that use ShiftCare use our recurring shifts feature. So, you set up a shift and you say, okay, I want a shift to be every week. And then that kind of is there. And so you don't really need the copy function for that. But there are plenty of people that will build one-off shifts, or maybe they do a shift, they do it week by week because, things change a bit and they don't want to just have it set in stone for every week. And so we do have the ability to copy shifts now, when that's what we're building. And so the way it works is it's kind of like our publish shifts feature, if anyone's using that, where you just open up a view on the scheduler. And so if you're looking at a week view, then that's what it's going to copy. If you're looking at a fortnight view, that's what it's going to copy. And so you come up onto the top right-hand corner. So if I'm looking at this week here, I've only got one shift, but I can click on the three dots up here, and then I can go copy schedule. And so what it does is it says, okay, what are you copying? You're copying from this week. Yep, cool. Start date's on Monday. Where do you want to copy it? Do you want to copy it to next week? Do you want to copy it to the week after? Or do you want to choose the date that you want to copy this into the future? And so from there, you'll be able to hit copy. It's not quite fully functional at the moment, so I'm not going to be able to show you it actually copying, but it's just going to copy it so it's just going to create that shift again for the following week. But yeah, that's right in the middle of development at the moment. That should be a fairly popular feature for people that don't use repeating shifts. It's certainly something that we get asked for quite often. So yeah, looking forward to seeing that. The last thing I wanted to cover for this update portion of the webinar is the forms for incident forms. So we have now we're just about to turn this on for everybody, but we now have the ability, when you're creating a form, to be able to say that it's an incident form. So when you create a form that's an incident form, that will then, and it tells you right here, it will automatically create an incident ticket as well. And so that's really good. That's the thing I was calling out for a lot when we started doing the incidents and the forms and everything. I said they've got to be, connected together. And so essentially when you create an incident form, and an incident form is filled out by a carer, it will then create a ticket in the incident ticketing system, which your admin staff need to make sure that they're keeping on top of, and yeah, making sure that's been reported to the NDIA. You've told all the stakeholders and everybody about it that needs to know about it. I'll quickly show you. So essentially when you do, so you can either use a previous template or you can create a new form from scratch. It does add 2 new fields to the form that have to be in there because it needs to know for the incident ticket what the ticket name and the description is. Probably my concern with this, I would like to be able to edit what you call that, because at the moment you can't. And I think carers probably won't understand what that means when you put these in here. So my suggestion for the time being is to put a headline above that or a text above that, whichever one you like, and just say enter client's name and date into name below plus short description into ticket description. That will allow them to, so they know what they're going to write in there. But it's just essentially a summary that'll be on the ticket. We're hoping to do 2 things. One, you can rename those fields so that you can just say what you want it to say there. But 2, they'll be optional. And if you don't put them in the form, it'll just put the client's name and the date as the ticket name. And in the description, it'll just say incident form filled out. So that way it won't it won't have to be in the form. But yeah, that's just to get you started. If anyone wants to jump in today and get it going, you can. You just need to do that. So from there, you can fill out the rest of your form, with all the questions, short answers, check boxes, and everything like that. So yeah, and then you associate the form. I have done a webinar already on how forms works and how to associate forms and how that all works. So I'm not going to go into too much depth in this webinar, but definitely if you are on the premium plan, this is a premium feature, and you're looking, and also do definitely reach out to our success team if you aren't on the premium and you'd like to try it out. We are doing a trial for a month for people to try out the premium and see whether it's a feature that they want. So yeah, you can have a bit of a play and test it out. But yeah, definitely worth having a look at if you're wanting to do that. I can see a couple of questions coming in the chat. Don't forget about the Q&A. But yeah, it's premium for forms. Someone's asking, can you use the old system or will it be phased out? We're not going to phase out the old system because it's a premium only feature. So anyone on Pro and Basic will still be able to use the old incident thing. But yeah, it won't create a ticket and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it'll still send you an email and all that kind of jazz. So yeah, if you want to stay on the old one, that's no dramas. I think the forms does have a lot more flexibility and it will allow you to build better forms. But yeah, totally up to you guys on whether you want to use it or not. Yeah, let's have a look. I know I've absolutely drilled through that, so it's going to be a quick webinar, but people do like a good question, so maybe this will be a good opportunity for people to fire away some questions to us while we're doing it. The ticket wasn't coming up as auto created. Yeah, so that is this feature that I'm talking about, the auto creation and the form. It was showing when it wasn't supposed to. We are about to launch that and it will start working. So yeah, give me a bit of time. Maybe shoot me an email at paul@shiftcare.com and I can update you when that's working. But yeah, it has been sorted. What is happening with the pace rollout? Yeah, so that was what I discussed at the start with Proda and Pace. It's the same system, so it'll work for Proda and Pace and all those kinds of stuff. So we're currently developing. We're getting near the end of development. We're really looking for beta testers to test it, and then yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get that out to everybody within the next couple of weeks. Are there any plans to allow edits to publish forms without requiring a new version? Yeah, definitely there's plans for that. Certainly one of my pet peeves of having to create forms all the time. Definitely yeah, exactly. Every time you create a new form, you've got to go in and update it, and then you've got the older form on there. So yes, short answer is yes, Duncan. Definitely, that's on the list. I think it's on the list that was going to the devs very soon to get that looked at. Cool. Who else has got some questions? Fire away if you've got any questions ShiftCare related. I know this is a very quick one, but I think it's important that we have these monthly just to tell you guys what we're working on and give you guys a bit of a preview into what's happening, and feedback's always appreciated as well. And if you love something that you see, let me know. If you hate it, feel free to let me know as well. It's good to get feedback from people. Yeah, I'll wait for a couple of minutes and see if there's any other questions. But thank you for coming. For the forms, will you be willing to transfer the client staff name to be added in the Dropbox selection? Yeah, there is a client and staff option here. The only thing about that, so yes, you can add that to the form if you want to. The only thing about it is that it will show you a list of all the staff and all the clients. And so some people have brought up some concerns about privacy and stuff like that for your staff being able to see all your clients' names and all your staff names. So yeah, if you would prefer, they'd be better off having it as a field that they need to type the name in, as opposed to seeing a list of all the staff and all the clients that they choose. But it is there if you do want to use it. Yep, we're going to send the recording. Is the dashboard able to identify what staff clocked in late? Yeah, so look, dashboard is definitely a work in progress. We wanted to get it out there for people to see it, but currently if there are late clock-ins, you can't actually click in and say, well, who was it that clocked in late? But yeah, we definitely want to get to a point where, I mean, my argument was simple. You should be able to click on any of these, and when you click on it, it drills it into the next level, which shows you where it's getting that data from. So yeah, we'll definitely be working on that. When will proper integration to Xero invoicing be finalized? I thought we already had a proper integration. Claire, what do you, had another question, but that's a different one. What do you class as like proper integration with invoicing? Because we do have a integration with Xero for invoicing, and it does use inventory codes and stuff like that, and it uses account codes and things. The only thing you might be referring to is tracking, being able to use Xero's tracking, which we don't support. Let me know if that's what you meant. Are there any considerations to be able to have individual messaging reminders to each client rather than one for all? I don't think that's something that we've got on the radar at the moment, because yeah, it is per it's the global template, right, for everybody. Definitely that'd be a good one to put into the feedback section. So don't forget, this is a good segue into this light bulb up the top right is our feedback area, where the ideas board's in here. So you can search for ideas. So, if you're looking for SMS reminders, maybe the idea is already there. If that idea isn't there, submit it as an idea. I actually go through all the ideas myself and make sure that they're added to the board and vetted and everything. So please do put that one. That'd be a good one. It's good to get a gauge on how many clients want that, because, if we've got a feature that 4 people are asking for, we've got a feature that 4,000 people are asking for, then we have to prioritize which ones we're going to work on. What is the difference between the incident form and the incident ticket? Should we create an incident form every time we submit a ticket? So yeah, look, the form is the way that your staff inform you that an incident happened with a client, right, or on a shift. And so the form is what your carers fill out. The incident ticket is what you as admin staff would then follow up from an internal perspective to make sure that, anyone who needs to be informed is informed. So yeah, the form is the thing that your staff fill out. The ticket is the thing that your admin staff ensure that has been dealt with. Is there a plan to make a SIL template in which we are able to set up a template for every SIL instead of building one shift on a recurring basis? Well, yeah, you could, for every SIL. Yeah. Look, I don't think there is, Kenneth. I'm kind of keen to just get a bit of an idea of more info on that. Do you want to send me an email at paul@shiftcare.com, because we are actively working on facilities, and we've released our first push of facilities, and that is the SIL world, and I'm always keen to get feedback on how we could do that better. So I'm keen to know your use case for that, and all that kind of stuff. Please email me, paul@shiftcare.com. I have a question. RE time difference, can that be addressed here or otherwise? Is that like if you've got staff in 2 different time zones? If that's the answer, then yes, we are working on a feature for that called locations that we're hoping will be here within the coming weeks and months. It's a huge feature that we need to, and that we want to address. So yeah, that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that one. It doesn't go over with short-term cancellation. It should. Definitely, if you've got a short-term cancellation and you cancelled the shift, just check in the settings section. There is invoice settings. There is a cancelled by client label. Make sure that you've got that turned on, but it definitely should be sending that over. Feel free, Claire, maybe start with support with that and just check. If you still have any dramas, feel free to email me. I'll have a look. Ian, you got something to say about that one?
But I just quickly pop in. I think when it was initially released, Claire, that wasn't coming across. I believe now it is. So I think
Yeah,
that's been addressed.
that was a while ago, but yeah, definitely. If you had looked at it when we first built the Xero integration, we didn't have that, but we fixed that within a couple of weeks. So yeah, good point. May have not known that. As part of our auto crime, we need to maintain registers for everything. Are the future plans to allow ticket data to be exported into an Excel spreadsheet for compliance purposes? Yes, definitely. Exporting of incident tickets needs work, and it's definitely on our list to look at. In the meantime, if you are audited and you need that, please do reach out to our support team and we can do that. But that's a high workload for us to do. So I would only ask people to do that if you literally have an auditor asking for that data, then yes, we can get that out for you, because we want to be able to make things a bit easier for you than handwriting out all that kind of stuff or trying to do that. So yeah, we can, and we will update our reports so that you can get that out as an automated report. Will there be any upgrades to the messaging system in the future since we have to search for team or admins deleting messages? Yeah, definitely, Kylie. We're really stoked with the first iteration of messaging, but we know that we're missing a whole bunch of features that a normal fleshed out messaging system would have. So yes, we will be coming back, and all those things that you mentioned in there is definitely in the list of things that we want to add to the messaging system. Is creating quotes feature released? I have premium, but quotes isn't available. Actually, that's a good question. I think we're super, because I've had the week off. I'm a little bit, but we were so close. Ian, do you have an update on that one?
I'm not sure that it'll be this week, but I believe we are very close yet.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, when I left, we were super close. We just needed to, there was some public holiday stuff that we were dealing with. But look, in the meantime, Tanya, if you email me, paul@shiftcare.com, I can turn you on for the beta, which we're still technically in the beta. So I'm happy to turn that on for you. Just email me and I'll turn that on for you. I manage shifts for different time zones, but I seem to change the time. Yeah, so Narelle, definitely time zones is an issue with ShiftCare at the moment. And once we have the locations feature, you'll be able to set up different locations, and then when you create a shift, it'll be in their time zone that you're creating the shift. So it'll be a lot better. Is the incident form and ticketing functioning now? Does the form automatically generate tickets as well? Yes. So the uh, the incident form itself, I thought we did turn it on, but when I went to use it this morning, I noticed it wasn't turned on for everyone. So I will find out and I will get that turned on as soon as possible, unless there's like a really bad bug that's blocking it, which I don't think there is. I will get that turned on for everyone. Is the messaging system live now? Yes, it is. It's live on the premium plan. Oh, I think, is it Pro and Premium for messaging?
Pro and premium, yeah.
Yeah, Pro and Premium. So if you can't see it, it is a little chat bubble up the top here. If you can't see that, then you can go to Account and Settings, and at the bottom you should see instant messaging down here, and you can just enable whichever type of instant messaging you want to allow. Cool, lots of good questions. Yeah, that was good. Would it be possible to create messaging groups which include clients as well? That's a cool thought. Yeah, look, I actually haven't had anyone ask for that, Catcher. Um, I do like that though. Like, it'd be cool. Definitely one that I might put back into the feedback for that project and see whether that's something we may consider in the future. I think probably the challenge for us though, I mean, with WhatsApp, it's an app that's available to everyone, whereas ShiftCare, our app, is for carers only, and so we'd have to build an app for clients. Yeah, I don't know if that'd be an easy one to solve, but it's definitely a cool idea. I'll put it through, and it's something we could look at down the track. How do we see credit on the subscription? Is that your subscription with us? Sounds like you're asking. I don't, Ian, do we have a way of seeing that in the subscription
Yeah,
area?
under yeah, account subscription
Yeah, I don't have it
and then
because I don't have an
invoices.
account. But yeah, if you go
Ah,
to account and subscription, you should be able to see it there. Maybe reach out to the support team if you are having trouble with that. They should be able to help. Can you make a form with client shift to completed by the staff who's working with the client? Yeah, absolutely. So forms, when we were talking about forms before, we were talking about incident forms, but you can also create regular like progress note forms and things like that. And then you can associate them with your clients, and then that'll be on the client shift. And you can even make it mandatory so your staff can't clock out without filling out that form. So yeah, it enables you to have customized forms for clients. If you wanted to have a special form that's just for one client, you could do that, or you could have the same form for multiple clients. Um, Yeah, exactly. So you could have a client that has, certain behaviors or a certain special form that you need for them, behaviors of concern or something like that. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. And then you associate that form just with those clients, and those clients will be the ones that have that form available to your carers on the app. So yeah, definitely look up. Don't forget to go to our website, so shiftcare.com, and then go to resources and webinars. And you'll be able to see that in the webinar section, I've done a webinar on forms and incident ticketing, and it will explain how that whole feature works. It's really cool. Otherwise, you can also check our help.shiftcare.com. We have an article on forms and how that works as well. Hey Tanya, I am a newbie to ShiftCare, still working on navigating the platform. Welcome. I provide services in non-remote and remote areas for participants. Is there a webinar that we'll be able to go through on how to invoice on selected days? Yeah, so yeah, look, you should, if you're new to ShiftCare, like if your whole business is new to ShiftCare, you should have an onboarding success agent who's helping you get up and running. They'll definitely be able to help you with this. If your business isn't new to ShiftCare, but you are, definitely reach out to our success team. It's cs@shiftcare.com, and whoever's like looking after your account will be able to do a session with you and help you with that. But yeah, we can definitely you can create price books for regular and remote pricing, and then when you're creating the shift, you can choose, do I charge regular or do I charge remote? So yeah, definitely possible. Cool. Any other questions from anyone? I hope you guys felt like it was worth doing. I definitely am a little underprepared for this one, so I apologize for that. But it has been a manic week this week. So next month I'll promise it'll be much flashier than this one. But it is nice to punch out a few questions from people and get some answers out there. But definitely feel free to give your feedback through as well if you guys are trying out any of these features. Don't forget that ideas portal. I'm really keen on everyone trying to put ideas through because that's how I can get really good data on how many of our clients want certain features and how important it is to them and why it's important and all that kind of stuff. It helps us to guide the product team to what they're going to work on in the future. Awesome. All right. No questions are coming through. So yeah, we might wrap it up today. Thank you, everybody. Good to see you all. Take care. We'll see you next month.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Paul.
Ian.
Well done. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.